The Free Marches are not a kingdom, nor even a nation in the most basic sense. People from that region dislike even being lumped together as marchers. Rather, they are a collection of independent city-states, united only when it suits them. In this respect, they resemble the Ferelden Benorn before the arrival of King Calenhad. And because of this, the Free Marches have no capital, and what passes for a central government exists only sporadically, a sort of landsmeet that convenes only during times of crisis. The city-states that make up the Free Marches are Wycombe, ruled by a duke and widely regarded as the most free of the Free Marches, and the revelry capital of Thedas, notable for being the second greatest importer of Antibes wine after Orlais, despite having less than a third of the population of Valréaux. Hercynia, known for its taxes and frequent raider activity. Ostwick, ruled by a Terran, its position on the mouth of the Waking Sea made it the Canaries' first landing point in the Free Marches, famous for its double walls. Markham, Ansburg's more cultured sister city. Markham is a center for agricultural research and home to one of the largest universities in Thedas. Ansburg, located in the eastern Free Marches alongside the Menanter River. Though it's a bustling center of agricultural trade, Ansburg is frequently called a backwater and is ruled by a margrave. Starkhaven, largest city in the Free Marches and ruled by a prince. Tankerville, chantry law is all but absolute, and the city guard is obsessed with enforcement. Tankerville is ruled by a Lord Chancellor. Hasmal, its position on the edge of the Silent Plains means a regular influx of Tevinter refugees, usually escaped slaves. Kirkwall, as the gate for nautical trade moving in and out of the heart of the continent, Kirkwall is the major trade hub of the Free Marches and ruled by a Viscount. Caton, also ruled by a Viscount, and Hambleton. The three real cities with any semblance of power in the Marches are Kirkwall, Starkhaven, and Tankerville, each led by a titled official with the special right to name their city's champion. This title is bestowed only by a city ruler on an individual who has proven his or her dedication to the city in blood, sweat, and leadership. The title is not necessarily a sign of honor, for a champion can utilize methods that evoke love or fear. The Marchers are independent-minded descendants of tough barbarians. Originally, the cities that now make up the Free Marches were either Plenacine villages, known for raiding the northern seaboard of Ferelden, conquered by the Magisters, or settlements established from the grounds up by the Tevinters as the nation expanded. The settlements and villages grew into cities under Tevinter development, evidence of which is found in the architecture of the cities, high buildings built almost all in white stone. Its neighboring country, Navarra, began as a member of the Free Marches, but has expanded in size and power far beyond its former peers. The Free Marches are known as the breadbasket of Thedas. Its farms along the banks of the Menanter River are sources of much of the continent's food. Starkhaven, the largest of the cities in the Free Marches, is situated on this waterway, and jellied meats are considered a delicacy. The central location of the Marches relative to the other lands of Thedas makes the population very culturally diverse. The movement of goods and trade brings people from across the continent, and many native-born Marchers are born of parents from elsewhere. That being said, the region is not completely welcoming to newcomers. Many Marcher-born citizens resent the presence of foreigners and see the influence of outside nations and cultures as a threat to their way of life. In the wake of the Fifth Flight, Kirkwall in particular suffered from an outgrowth of nativist sentiment, as the presence of so many Ferelden refugees and a force of Qunari led to a backlash from Marchers angry at what they saw as a takeover of the city by foreign powers. Despite the cosmopolitan tendencies of the area, rivalries between Marcher cities usually takes precedence over the common bond of being a Marcher. One of the Free Marches' most celebrated events is the Grand Tourney. Participants from all over Thedas converge on this festival of martial skill and valor in a competition to crown a champion of the games. The victor is awarded a coronet of sage leaves and a trophy blade known as the Celebrant, which is inscribed with the names of every champion since the first tourney. A remarkable sight indeed. While attending the Grand Tourney, you may see Avar hillsmen test their mettle against Arlesian chevaliers, riders from the Interfell buying Navarran cavalry horses, and Theban craftsmen selling their wares to Tevinter mages. During the Grand Tourney, all of Thedas is on display. A letter by a Free Marcher reads, The most important thing to know about the free marches is that we're free. We determine our own destiny, and that pleases us. Beyond that, the only other time we coalesce is when the grand tourney comes to town. Then we boldly express our pride to any foreigner who will listen. We'll kiss freedom on the lips and even lock arms with a proud Starkhavener. Alas, it lasts only a day, but there's no harm in that, right? The tradition of the grand tourney is considered one of the few common bonds that every marcher shares happily, and is a notoriously jubilant phenomenon despite its brevity.